All right, traders, welcome. This is Jim Simmons, head of trading here at Tickblaze. I appreciate you taking the time to be with us today. What we're going to be talking about is the Alpha Trading Syndicate, or ATS. Now, I'm going to set the tone for this presentation right from the beginning because this is not just another webinar where we're going to spend an hour showing you an indicator or one strategy or one piece of software and tell you that this is going to solve every problem you've ever had in trading. That's not what ATS is. ATS is built around a much bigger idea, solving a much bigger problem, which is that most traders have accumulated a lot of information, a lot of tools, probably a lot of experience, but they still haven't built a complete trading operation around that. They may have a strategy, but they don't have a process for reviewing it. They may have a software, a bunch of indicators, but they don't have a complete workflow. They may understand risk management, but they don't have a clear roadmap showing them what they're supposed to work on next. And that's what we're solving today. ATS brings assessment, coaching, strategy development, software, live execution, risk management, accountability, and performance, all of that together into one complete process. It is the most complete opportunity for education, coaching, strategy in the industry, hands down, and it's not even close. The beauty of this program is not only that, but it's approachable for all traders. Now, some of you have already spent money with Tickblaze, and the beauty is that comes into consideration here as well. So the idea, though, is we're not trying to give you more random pieces. You already have enough puzzle pieces. What we're trying to do here is organize those pieces, identify what's missing, help you build something that can actually operate like a trading business. Now, the presentation is recorded, so you'll receive access to the replay after. So if you have to go, no worries. Place your questions in the chat as we go. I may not stop every time a question comes in because I want to keep things moving, but we will address those maybe from slide to slide and then again at the end. We're also going to explain how to speak to our team if you believe that this is a fit for you. Frankly, here's the deal. It's a fit for everybody. If you are a trader, it's a fit for you. What we do beyond that is figuring out how to make that work for you. Okay, but spoiler alert, it's a fit. Okay, we're going to go through how it works and how it works for you. Okay, so before we go any further, obviously we need to cover risk disclaimers. Trading involves financial substantial risk. And nothing here discussed should be interpreted, if I can speak, as financial advice, trading advice, so on. We are going to show strategies, historical results, trade examples, experiences. None of those are going to guarantee that you will achieve the same result. So bottom line, we are here to make sure you understand that you're responsible for your own trading, your own account, your own risk, and whether a strategy is suitable for you. So take a moment to read through that. If we are all good, give me a yes in the chat box or a Y. We'll make sure everybody's clear before we move forward. Okay, good to go. All right, so here's what we're going to cover today. We're going to start by talking about why so many traders stay stuck, even after they've spent years studying the market. We're going to look at the real cost of trying to figure everything out on your own, which you've probably already identified. The cost is not just the accounts you blow or the evaluations you fail. The bigger cost is the amount of time you spend repeating the cycle, right? From there, we're going to walk through the ATS framework and each of the 7 pillars that make up the program. We'll show you how the assessment works, coaching, what type of frameworks are included, the live trade rooms, the whole process, how we use software and education and piece it all together. We're also going to show you historical strategy data so that you can see that it does work. And then we're going to explain what next steps look like. We are going to talk about the problems, but we're not going to stay there for the entire webinar. You guys already know what that feels like. We've all been there as traders. Funny fact, I've never seen a trader that just started trading day one and just started making money. I don't think you have either, right? So we all know what that's like. So we're not going to spend a lot of time there. Okay. So let's start with, what are traders really after? What is the dream outcome? Most traders might say they want a better strategy, stronger setup, higher win rate, funded accounts. But those are not the end goal. Those are pieces of the larger picture. What traders actually want is the ability to produce consistent payouts, to grow their trading account, to make decisions with confidence, to execute professionally, to build something that builds freedom in their life. They want to feel like they finally understand what's going on. They're no longer guessing when the market opens. The problem that we've seen is that traders often pursue these goals in the wrong order. They think about scaling before they can execute on one account properly. If you've never gotten a payout on one account, why do you have 20, right? They focus on passing an evaluation before they have a risk model that can survive in the payout stage. They want consistent payouts before they've proven that they can follow a defined strategy. And they're focused on the outcome without building the operation capable of producing it. How do we know this? We've seen it. We've seen traders fail hundreds of accounts and continue buying more and keep flipping their strategy. ATS starts on the other side of that equation. We begin with the trader, that is you, the risk model, the process, strategy, workflow. Once all of those pieces are functioning together, then we can start building toward the financial outcome. You may have heard us say, start the process, trust the process, engage in, focus on the process, and the money will follow. It's that kind of idea, right? The secret to being a successful trader is not focusing on how much money you can make. It's protective measures in place, of course, but it's about focusing on executing your process. It starts with having a great process, and it continues with executing that process. How many of you feel like I'm speaking your lingo here? Give me a yes in the chat box if you feel like, okay, we're on the same page. You're feeling a little bit of what we're talking about, right? Good. That's what we're after. Throughout the presentation, we're going to show you some of our systems that we are trading. Again, so that we're not just focused on the problem all the time. We have solutions. Here's one of them. One and done. Many of you are trading this. Many of you have done quite well trading this. Some of you are getting mixed results, maybe. Brian's saying you're watching me. We're always watching. But one and done, we've taken 856 trades, so we've done it a few times, 86% win rates. Now, they're small targets, multiple targets usually, but it's very, very successful. So this is one of our core systems. So let's talk about the cost of going alone. Most traders are in this boat, whether it be just not knowing, what to learn, right? You don't know what you don't know. Maybe you don't know where to turn. Maybe you saw an indicator and thought it looked great, but that's really the strategy itself. How you get into the trade is really probably less than half of what makes a successful trader successful. So, but if you've been trying to piece things on your own, you buy an eval, you join a trading room, maybe you watch some YouTube videos, maybe you buy an indicator, you try strategy for a few weeks, and then you move on when that doesn't work. That becomes a cycle for a lot of traders. The strategy changes, software changes, market changes, bar types, risk change. Everything keeps changing. The trader never collects enough consistent data to determine what's working and what isn't. The obvious cost is money. The blown accounts, failed evals, resets, purchases, more software. But the biggest cost is your time. Trader can spend a year, 5 years, 10 years involved in this process. How do I know? You might ask. I've done it. Unfortunately for me, it cost me 10 years. So been there, done that. Okay. Thankfully, I'm on the other side of that now, but I feel your pain. I understand. I've been there. But this is the hidden cost of trying to do it alone. The market does not reward effort, it rewards effective execution. This is the one thing those of you that have been very successful in any aspect of life can can kind of go along with this. The idea that working harder does not make you better. It doesn't get you further. And if you continue the wrong process, it doesn't matter how hard you work, you will be in the same spot, right? So with ATS, what we provide in this program is a personalized roadmap, a proven learning path, professional guidance, faster implementation for the ability to avoid those costly mistakes and accelerate your results. How many of you want slow results? How many of you want to do this for another 5 years before you become profitable? I didn't think so. So it's all about speed. So how do we get you there quickly? We're going to identify some of that throughout the presentation here as well. Striker is another one of our core systems that we trade. You could trade it. Striker, we don't really trade these levels. These are Striker levels. They are options levels for futures. They're phenomenal. They work really well, but they're not really designed to just blindly trade every level, right? And this goes back to what we're talking about. An indicator doesn't make you a profitable trader. The knowledge, the info, it does not make you a profitable trader. So Striker is used within the context of other confluence factors. And when those factors combine, then it becomes really, really great. But we don't just trade every level. This you could tell is the strongest level because it has the most open interest, the most volume held at that level. But ultimately, 645 trades. We've done it a few times. 77% win rates. And if you see these numbers, some of you might be new to our ecosystem and our community, and you might see these numbers and go, where are these numbers coming from? We've logged thousands of trades over years and years. We could take a look at the log. Remind me at the end, and I'll show you we have every trade documented. So we're not just making stuff up and giving you a cute idea. These are all documented. One of the biggest misconceptions in the industry is that the trader's struggling because they haven't learned enough or they need a different tool or something along those lines. That may be, true. Obviously, if you're brand new, of course, you need to learn. But most traders, if you've been around a while, you probably know some things. Information's not the primary issue. A lot of traders understand the basic market structure. They know support and resistance. They know what a stop is, obviously. They understand they need to manage risk and avoid revenge trading. I know nobody here has ever done that. They know they need to journal their trades and follow a plan. But if I don't know what the number is, and I'm not going to pretend to know what number of traders are profitable versus not, but if we know that a vast majority are not making an income or profit in the markets, we could probably tell you what percentage are not following their risk, journaling their trades, following a plan, so on. The problem is, though, that knowing what should happen and actually doing it in the live market are two different things. How many of you have looked at a back test? You've plotted out your strategy. It looks amazing. Then you go to trade it in real life, and it's not quite working as well as what you saw on the charts. For whatever reason, I can almost bet you that if you were to take screenshots of your back test and then look at the screenshots of your trades, they probably don't look quite the same. Because in the heat of the moment, we as traders invent setups. We chase setups. We have the fear of missing out, and therefore we take trades that really weren't trades. And if you were to go back and look at your trades, as we should as traders, go back and look at those traders at those trades, we can see where the issues are. Now, if you're not taking screenshots of your trades, well, how do you know? You don't. You can't. You can never know, right? But they still force trades, right? They may have a ton of excellent strategies. They may keep a journal, but they don't actually go back and look at it. And this is the whole idea. Information is not going to solve the issue. If there's no accountability, if there's no structure, if there's no feedback loop telling you, yes, that's good, no, that's not, yes, you followed your plan here, and no, you didn't here, there's no roadmap that you're on, how are you supposed to get to the other side? That's where ATS is built to create that structure and to keep traders accountable. So instead of more indicators and courses and confusion, we are here to simplify, to perfect the process, to measure the trader's results, improve, scale, and repeat. That's what this is all about. Speaking of results, Trend Breaker, this is a really great setup. We've traded it on second bars, Renko bars, volume bars, tick-based bars. It works great. It's the idea that you trade with the big picture and trend line breaks going back into that direction. We have a custom way that we do it. Anyway, works great. 602 trades. It only wins 97% of the time based on our actual results. So only 97% of the time. We're still working on it. We're still trying to make it better, you know. All right, let's talk about ATS framework. What's involved with this? So we've talked about the problem. We know where we're at. We know where we want to go. How do we get there? So Alpha Trading Syndicate is built around 7 pillars. And these pillars are assessment, coaching, trading frameworks, live trade rooms, software and marketplace access, evaluation and payout frameworks for prop trading, and the ATS Academy, which is on-demand education. There's 7 pillars because no single part of this is going to solve everything. A strategy in itself is not enough if the trader can't execute it. Coaching is not enough if there's no defined system to coach. Software is not enough if the trader doesn't know when and how to use it. Trade room is not enough if the trader follows trades without understanding the decisions behind them. Education's not enough if it's disconnected from your actual roadmap. ATS connects all of those into one progression. We assess the trader first. From that assessment, we build a roadmap. In that roadmap, we provide coaching to help keep us on that path. The strategies and software support the execution of the strategy that we're building, and the live trade room provides real-time application along with the opportunity to start making money now. We talked about, we don't want it to take another 5 years. We want to make money now. Well, that's where this comes in. This is the difference between buying more stuff and building an actual trade operation. I could tell you, not to throw salt on the wound here, but I can tell you that all the stuff that you bought is probably great, serves a really great purpose in the markets, but you never needed any of that to make money in the markets. That sucks. I mean, we'll call it what it is. We want to believe, look, software is great. It makes things easier. It does. But that was never the answer, right? There's way more involved with becoming a successful trader. And technically, you can make money in the markets without it. Okay. Here's some trade examples. These are some level 2 trades. I don't know if anybody here trades level 2. It's the inventory. It's the pending orders. There's 5 trades here. They're all scalps. They're all quick trades on a 1-minute chart. The strongest levels provide great trades. You can trade it on, I trade these on really, really small time frame charts so that I can see what's happening. Now, the beauty of these charts is it plots the levels and it keeps it there historically, so you can go back and look at, what's going on when you come into those levels. Anyway, 5 trades. 25 minutes, $5,600. I'd like to think most of you would be happy with that result. 25 minutes to make $5,600. Yeah, sign me up. So let's go through the pillars. Let's go a little deeper into this. The first pillar is the ATS assessment. Everything is built on this because before we can tell a trader what they ought to trade, we need to understand who that trader is. What have they already done? What are they struggling with? What's the process that actually fits their life? The industry tends to act as every trader should follow the same strategy, the same hours, same market, manage risk. It's not the same. It doesn't make any sense. A trader who works full time and has an hour available in the morning needs a different strategy and plan than somebody who can watch the markets all day. A very patient trader might be better suited to trade long duration trades. Another might perform better with short scalps. Some traders understand the technical analysis better, but they have no risk discipline. Some might manage risk well, but they use vague setups and they don't get any results. So that ATS assessment is designed to identify those differences. We evaluate the experience, the goals, schedule, markets, risk, strategy, history, workflow, strengths, weaknesses, problems, all of it. And from that, we build a strategic roadmap that includes a specific education path, a live trading path, a strategy path, software recommendations, performance objectives, all of it. The goal is not to force everybody through the same process. We have strategies that we trade that we do very well with. Some of those you might trade, others you might not, because they might not make sense for you. But the goal is to create enough structure that you know what you're working on, why you're working on it, and what your progress should look like. How many of you are guilty of comparing yourself to another trader? Anybody ever done that before? Give me a yes in the chat box if that's you. Have you ever compared yourself to another trader? Am I the only one? I'm the only one that's ever said, I'm not trading like they do. So how is that fair to you? If you're comparing yourself to another trader, how is that fair? You are not that trader. You do not trade their strategy. You do not have the same experience. You're not wired the same way. You don't have the same mindset. You don't have the same strengths and weaknesses. Need I go on? The only person that you can compare yourself to is who you were yesterday. Are you better today than you were yesterday? If not, get to work. If you are better than where you were yesterday, great. Do it again tomorrow. Makes sense? That's what this is all about. Trifecta. Some of you went to this boot camp. It was very, very good. You guys, a lot of you had a lot of success with this. Hopefully you're still doing well with it. There's some, divergence involved. There's several key factors involved, hence the name trifecta. But this was a really nice strategy, and this is one that has had some good success for us as well. Another core system that we trade. So let's go to pillar 2, performance coaching. How many of you have ever had one-on-one coaching before? Anybody here ever had one-on-one coaching? It tends to be really expensive, right? That's why most traders haven't done it. I don't see any yeses coming in, right? It tends to be very expensive. The traders that you can believe and trust are often not always available, right? So if you're going alone, you're doing it on your own, you're trying to correct your own mistakes, you're trying to hold yourself accountable, you're trying to review your own trades. And that could be good in some sense, but in trading, it's going to be way better with somebody who can give you the help that you need. So as part of the ATS program, we offer 3 performance coaching opportunities. They need to be at least 30 days apart, but they don't have to be 30 days apart. And I'm gonna throw something at you here a little bit. And I'm gonna go so far as to say, if I were you and you join this program, I actually wouldn't schedule them 30 days apart. I would actually schedule them out further. And the reason for that is, we're not looking to fix everything in a week, right? Yeah, we want to fix things as quick as possible, but let's just say you spread it out over 4 months or 6 months, then that's more touch points that I don't know, take it for what it's worth. I would schedule them out based on I've accomplished everything that I set out to accomplish since my last coaching session. Then I'm going to schedule my next one. Does that make sense? Because why would you schedule another coaching session until you know you've done the work that you needed to do from the first session? The 30 days might be enough to do that, but not for everybody. Some of you have things that come up. You can't trade for a week, or maybe you're going on a trip, or going to be traveling, or whatever the case might be. So anyway, just a side note. But this is where we stop talking in the broad terms. We start looking at specific problems that are affecting the actual trader. And so each session has a different purpose. The first is the roadmap session. This is where your coach is going to review your assessment. When you begin the program, you're going to fill out a pretty decent size assessment. It's going to take you a little bit of time. But that helps us understand you. It helps us understand strengths, weaknesses, obstacles that are between where you are now and where you want to go. The second session is focused on we do a little bit of strategy implementation in the first session. We're going to kind of give you some ideas on what to look at trading. Now, some of you might already know what that looks like and what strategy you're going to trade. Others, you might need to review a few of them first. So depending on where you're at. But the second session is either strategy implementation and locking that down, or it could be looking at the actual execution of your setups. So with the strategy, we're looking at how do you enter, what qualifies an entry, what invalidates the setup, where does your stop go, how is the position size determined, how do you manage the trade, what are the daily risk limits, what conditions tell you when not to trade the strategy, and so on. A lot of traders believe that they have a really great strategy until somebody starts asking them a lot of questions about the strategy. Some of the best traders, I'm going to call it like it is here. Some of the best traders don't even have a complete trading plan. And what happens with that the problem behind that is it leaves this up to subjectivity, which is the enemy of consistency. Subjectivity is the enemy of consistency, because subjectivity requires you to be on your game as a trader. You have to think, you have to process, you have to be in it to win it, you have to be fully present. And if you have an off day, your trading results are going to be along the same lines. Your trading results are going to have an off day too. So if there's subjectivity involved, that involves you being required to perform. The whole goal is to get traders out of that process, to have a rules-based structure that says when you're trading, this is what you do. Nothing more, nothing less. And that's what we do in the strategy sessions. Okay. Then from there, we review your trades, your metrics, your journal. When the traders come into this program, they document every trade they take so that the coaches, when they look at those trades, they can say, yes, you're following your plan, or no, you're not. They will grade you on your entry, your stop, your target, your risk management, your exit, all of it. They'll grade you on each one of those so that we can understand the first step is not the performance of your strategy. Now, most traders are going to start in sim accounts. The first step is not performance of the results. It's performance of your execution. Can you follow your trade plan? The purpose of that first part of it is for you to get dialed in on executing your plan. Okay. But the coaching is not designed to sit here and talk about how you feel for an hour. We're not your shrink, nor do we want to be. Don't sign me up for that. Not interested. But the purpose is to identify problems, create an actual plan, and then hold the trader accountable to implementation and execution. Sound fair? Sound good? Performance session, it's all about tweaking. At this point, we know, can you follow the plan? Yes or no? And if you're following the plan and you're still not seeing results, that's when we look to alter the trade plan. Most of the time, how many of you would agree? Most of the time, it's probably not the trade plan. Most of the time. Sometimes it is, and we can fix that. But we got to fix the trader first. Make sense? Yeah. Order flow. I love order flow. Love it. It is a really great way to trade. It's a lot of fun. And you can do quite well. Here's a couple trades. These are confluence setups. I'm not going to go into the details of it, but this is one of our core strategies. Works very well. I've traded this one. It's great. Love it. I've traded a lot of these, but that one's a really good one. Let's talk about boot camps and trading frameworks. We have frameworks that we've covered: trend trading, scalping, day and swing, order flow, volume, market structure, price action, trader development, market profile, all of it. There's a ton of material, but the objective is not for you to have to learn all of it. Now, if you're in kind of discovery mode where you're still trying to figure out what strategy makes sense to you, then yeah, go through and watch them and see what jumps at you. See what sounds really exciting, you know. But the beauty of this is that you're not looking at random YouTubes and generic courses that only give you like 10% of what you actually need. You're getting access to boot camps, which are ongoing. We continue to host these boot camps. And the beauty of this is when you come into this program, you get access to every boot camp that we've ever done. And you get access to every boot camp that we're going to do. That's pretty powerful stuff. So you can come to these as a member of ATS. You get access to everything. So now here's what I would encourage is when you are in the first few sessions of your coaching and you're in that first part of getting your execution down, don't even come to the boot camps. Don't go. Unless you've perfected what you're doing now, why would you want to complicate it with something else? We already talked about how traders jump from one strategy to the next, and they keep trying different things, and maybe they keep trying to add. First of all, if you're not profitable consistently, you have no business in adding another strategy. Second of all, if you don't have the data that proves whether what you're doing is working for you or not, you have no business in changing what you're doing, right? So they're there for you. You do have access to them, but I would suggest only go to them if you're ready for it. Makes sense. Another trade example, shifting auctions, volume profiles. A lot of traders love trading volume profiles. They're very powerful. They can do very well for you. Anyway, here's another trade example of market and volume profile. The fourth pillar is the live trade room. Now, as I mentioned, we've been running trade rooms for years and years and years. The trade room exists to bridge the gap between learning a concept, seeing it unfold in real market conditions. It's one thing to watch it in a recorded session where the chart's already complete, the instructor can point to what happened. It's something else entirely to watch the market develop in real time when the right side of the chart doesn't exist yet. So inside the live trade room, traders see how experienced traders prep for the session. It's all about process more than anything. It's about the process. Prep for the session, develop their directional bias for the day or for the chart, identify the opportunities, how they manage the risk, how they handle changing conditions, how to sit on the sidelines, which I know none of us have ever struggled with as traders. But it's all about the professional execution. It's not just about, oh, I have a setup, I'm going to trade it. It's about how do I approach this like a business? Everything else you've done, and you've done well, you probably approached it very professionally. But somehow when we get into trading, that gets taken for granted because we're left to our own devices. We're left alone, and we're just sitting in front of a screen and nobody's watching what we're doing, So the goal here is there's two goals. One is you're not going to just blindly copy without understanding why that trade was taken. But at the same time, why should you have to wait to start earning money? Now, we're going to take the trades. And I do think that traders who come into this program, and you should absolutely copy the trades of the trade room. Now, I can't tell you to do that, whether you are, can't tell you what to risk or what trades to take. But if we're having success on those trades, might be a good thing to do to follow those trades. Can't tell you to or not, but anyway, you get the idea. 2,900 trades recorded with an 81% blended win rate. That should tell you everything you need to know. So we have this idea that you shouldn't have to wait 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year to start making money. Come into the trade room, take the trades that the pros are taking. We call it earn while you learn, because you might still be learning your setup that really works well for you, but the instructor is going to be trading different strategies, and those strategies are going to be consistently profitable. So might as well make some money while you're learning, right? Makes sense. They're also going to look at, though, what market is selected. Why did the setup qualify or not? What was, how do they size the position? When do they exit? It's not just meant to be entertainment. This is where you get involved to actually trade. You don't go to the trade room to learn. You go to the trade room to earn, and you learn outside of the trade room. So we call it earn while you learn. Okay, good stuff. There's another core system. This has to do with liquidity sweeps and higher time frame stuff. Sean does really well with these trades. It's higher time frame liquidity sweeps. Very, very good. Pillar number 5, software and marketplace access. How many of you have bought some stuff? You bought some trading gadgets, indicators, algos, so on. Some of you bought some stuff, and I know that because I see what you buy. But a lot of traders have spent quite a bit of money over the years. The problem is rarely that every tool that they purchased was bad. The problem is that none of it was organized into a coherent workflow. They have an indicator that helps with one thing. They have another that measures momentum, another that does order flow, another that has levels, another that manages your trade. Eventually, that chart becomes really crowded, and the trader just stares at the chart with, complete blank stares, right? So inside ATS, we approach this differently. We determine what the trader is trying to accomplish. We build the strategy first, and then we advise the trader on which software to use. Now, another huge benefit of this program is that you don't have to buy any more tools. If you bought tools, great, you still own them. But when you join this program, you get access to every indicator that Tickblaze has available in the marketplace, aside from third-party indicators. But every indicator, so 3-bar pattern, audible order flow, auto div, compass, flip and rip, golden fibs, level 2, one and done, order flow, profile pattern, all of it. You get access to everything, not because you're going to use everything necessarily, but because you need to have access to it. There should be nothing holding you back. There should be no restraints on your success. So you receive access to all of the marketplace indicators covered, and this includes future releases. So when we release new indicators, and we most likely will, you'll get access to that too. Another fun fact, you'll get access to the AI indicator lab. So if you want to develop your own indicators, you can use AI to do that. There's a course in there that I taught a few months back, and you get access to all those indicators too, which is really cool. So, but the point is not that you have more stuff. The point is that you're using the right tools for the right job, and you're simplifying the process. So every past release, every future release, that's already worth considerable amounts of savings there. So more examples. This chart's a little bit blurry. I don't know what happened there, but some divergence trades, a lot of divergence trades. These are really great, really, really great. Pillar 6, this is all about making money. How do you make money for prop firms? How many of you are trading with prop firms, and how many are not? I'm just curious. It's just a fun question to ask. How many of you are asking or are trading prop or trading your own money? Just type in the chat box. Yeah, prop, both. Cool. Prop, yeah. A lot of prop or both. Yeah, good. So we don't have to do evaluation and prop risk. We can also build out risk models around trading your own account. That's fine. each has a different approach, right? Prop accounts have very specific drawdown models and daily loss limits, consistency rules, and payout requirements and scaling. And oh my gosh. So a strategy can have a real genuine edge, but still fail inside a prop account if the risk is not dialed in. So this is where each needs its own framework. So we help traders calculate drawdown, daily risk, position sizing, consistency requirements, when to cut it for the day, multi-account trading, copier, scaling, payout development. We don't teach traders to scale because you have copiers. That's not the point. Running 10 accounts through a copier does not make you 10 times better. It amplifies what you're already doing. So if your execution is disciplined, then you have leverage, and that can be a good thing. But if your execution is unstable, then leverage is a bad thing because it accelerates the failure. So the objective is to prove the process at a small level first and then increase the exposure. Passing an eval, of course, is not the finish line. The goal is to keep the account, protect your drawdowns, and get a repeatable payout process. Okay, good stuff. Here's some more divergence trades. That's just another bunch of trade examples. This looks like some divergence, maybe trifecta. Anyway, got a lot of examples throughout the presentation here. Pillar 7 is the academy. The academy includes education for, everything. Beginner, intermediate, advanced, psychology, risk management, strategy development. The academy is there to support your roadmap. It's not just a giant library that you're expected to sit in and watch all these videos and all this on-demand, stuff. The idea is to get the foundations of what you're doing, and that is supported through the education. So instead of just consuming hours of content and wondering what you're learning and how it applies to what you're doing, how many of you are ever in science class and you're like, I am never going to need to know how to dissect a frog? Right? Like we don't need to know that in biology. Maybe you do, maybe if that's what you do, but for most of us, we're like, I could pass on that. The idea is to learn what is going to help you. Jason says, yeah, but that was fun. The idea is to learn on what's going to support what you're doing. Everything you need to know and nothing that you don't, right? That's the whole idea. If you're learning more things, but your execution's still breaking down, what's the point, right? We're focused more than anything on strategy and execution, improving your discipline, because that's what gets you the results. Yeah, that's true. Oh, interesting. You must not be a panelist, Jason. Yeah, the other Jason, the Jason on our team. Anyway, no more fragmented learning, everything tailored to what you need to learn. If you're a beginner, we're going to send you to the beginner courses. If you're advanced, then you're probably just going to watch a few here and there that you need to know. So to sum this all up, the whole thing is, why are traders staying stuck? And we've answered that throughout this presentation. The problems that cost traders money: it's risk management, execution, strategy, psychology, accountability, and process development. And I would think the most important one, aside from over leveraging positions, which is the number one killer of good traders, is just oversizing their positions, whether it be from FOMO or whether it be from revenge trading or whatever the case might be. That's the number one issue. But all of this can really be fixed right here. Accountability. Because traders don't have somebody looking over their shoulder. They don't have somebody telling them, you didn't follow your plan here. Or, hey, how come there was a trade set up here? How come you didn't take that one? They maybe don't have a plan at all. Maybe they do have a plan, but there's no daily limits, and so they just keep going until they crash and burn. They might have a series of winning days followed by one day that they blow their account. Again, we've seen it. We know it happens. And some of you are shaking your head going, But so this is designed to fix all of the issues that literally encompasses every trader. We've helped over the years, and I've been fortunate to be a part of this. We've helped tens of thousands of traders globally become better at trading. And there's there's not a lot we haven't already seen. Though some of you are going to try to prove me wrong. You'd be like, "Oh, I'll show you." That sounds like a challenge. No, we can help you, and this program is exactly what traders need. How many of you feel like, yes, this is exactly what I need? I know it's a perfect fit. I know I need this. Give me a yes in the chat box if that's you. You say, I know this is exactly what I need. I need coaching. I need help developing a process. I need someone to keep me accountable. I need someone to check my trades to make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah, a lot of yeses coming in. All right. So the point is, you don't have to do this alone. We can help you. What happens if nothing changes? If you keep doing what you're doing now, where are you going to be in a year? Odds are it's not going to be much different. I'm not saying that to be a downer and want. I'm saying that to say sometimes, usually, most of the time, a change is needed, right? If you keep following the same process, you're going to get the same results. If your process is working, great. You might not need to change much. That you're in a very great position that you get to add more winning stuff. You get to have somebody who is helping you become even better. Those are the best traders to coach. That's when I get excited because I'm like, ooh, I get to take a good trader and help them become even better. It's great. But if you're still struggling, blowing out accounts, failing evals, changing strategies, buying software, starting over, there's no reason to assume that another year of that same behavior is going to help. Most traders are not failing because they're lazy. They're not. They're failing because they spend a lot of effort inside of processes that are not producing improvement. At some point, repeating that process becomes more expensive because you're not just throwing away money, you're throwing away time, which cannot be replaced. So traders need to sometimes, most of the time, simplify the operation, define the rules, manage the risk, measure the results, stop making emotional changes every time you have a losing day. Can I just tell you, I had a losing day today. It happens. None of us are immune from that. But you know what happened for me? On my accounts, I followed my risk plan. I didn't lose a lot, and I'm still in business to trade again tomorrow. It happens. We can't all have winning days every day, unfortunately. So time is money. Time is finite. Money technically isn't. So if you want to make more of it, make the changes, right? Success story. We put this in there. Normally, I'm not the one presenting. Normally, Sean is, but this is the process. What we did when we created ATS is we looked at, okay, I'm one of many success stories. I just use my example because I just happened to be around and accessible and able to submit my story right away. But I traded for 10 years struggling, breaking even, not getting anywhere, spinning my wheels, not knowing what to learn, not knowing how to trade. I knew some things, but I didn't have a process. So the same process that helped me go from breaking even to producing results, which these are my results. There's 105 trades and a really good equity curve. If you see nothing else, that's really all that matters. Profit to drawdown doesn't matter. Profit factor doesn't matter. Some of you are like, what? Profit factor doesn't matter? Yeah, no, it doesn't. Not really. You could have a great profit factor and still have massive drawdowns. What good is it to have a good profit factor if you're taking huge drawdowns that put your account at risk? We don't want huge drawdowns. But this is around the same coaching. When I came in to run the trade room, this was years ago, um, I got coached by Sean. And some of you who have encountered Sean know that he can be a little intense. anybody anybody with me there? Or am I the only one? He can be a little intense. So I don't I mean, look, I don't recommend it. It was intense, but it helped because I needed someone to hold me accountable, to hold my feet to the flame and say, and now he's not gentle about it. And that's fine because him and I know each other and it's all good. I can handle it mostly. So what if I cried myself to sleep? No, I'm just kidding. But it was intense. It was like, hey, why did you take this trade? This doesn't match your trade results. Why didn't you take this trade? There's clearly a trade there. Why didn't you take it? You're making excuses of when to get into trade and when to get out or when to stay on the sidelines. There's no excuses. It's either in your trade plan or it's not. That's it. If it's in your trade plan, you take the trade. If it's not in your trade plan, you don't take the trade. That's it. That's your job as a trader. When you are trading, your job is to execute your plan. When you're not trading, that's when you can review your trades. Did you follow your process? Until you follow your process, you do not deserve success. Hear me on this. Until you learn to follow your process, you do not deserve success in trading. Now, all of you do deserve success. So that's where you need to follow your plan. Some of you, most traders, don't know what is supposed to go into that plan. Most traders don't. That's not to say that you're not knowledgeable. That's not to say that traders don't understand some things they do. But wouldn't it be better to have traders that are north of 15 years of experience in trading? Myself, it's 18. Sean, it's about that. Jeffrey, it's probably even longer. We have experience. We know what works and what doesn't. More importantly, we know what makes a full plan versus a watered down garbage plan that's not going to get you anywhere. To where you're going to have some good days and a lot of bad days. And on those bad days, you're going to wonder, what the hell happened? Versus going, I know exactly what happened, right? So success stories are there. Here's more winning trades. This is a new system that Sean's been working on. It's really cool. You guys are going to love this. Those of you that are joining ATS, you will get it. Those of you that are not joining ATS, for whatever reason, I wouldn't know why, but it's an amazing program, and I expect that everybody would want to join. But we'll be doing a boot camp on this. It's going to be really killer. So enjoy it. More trades, more trades. This is order flow, higher time frame, liquidity sweep, more order flow, liquidity sweeps. This one is order flow on Renko bars, trend breaker, trend breaker. Anyway, you get the idea. So when we talk about all of the indicators included, the algorithms are not. So the algorithms will be included with a separate program. So those of you that really want to focus on your own execution and building a trade plan and trading discretionally, this is where you belong. If you're like, I would rather really focus on algos and when to deploy those algos and how to get better at backtesting and optimization and that sort of thing, then AQS is going to be the solution for you. It's called Alpha Quant Syndicate, comes out next week. Okay, so here's my suggestion to you. Meet with our team. Meet with our team. Schedule your strategy session. The strategy session is going to show you everything you need to know. What is it going to cost? All these good things. Of course, you need to know that. Of course, we're going to tell you. Of course, we're going to go through it. Here's the one major benefit that we offer. All of you here, most all of you, have spent some money with us. We're going to honor that through customized discounts that are available only to you because it's based on your journey with Tickblaze. So if you're concerned about cost, I get it. You know, we could use the whole, okay, well, it's more expensive to keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, but you still have to have the money to be able to do it, right? So it's but I can tell you this, schedule a session. It costs you nothing to schedule the session and find out exactly how this can help you and what's involved with getting started. Okay, so when we look at the total value of what's included, an assessment, $2,500 for assessment and a roadmap. 3 private coaching sessions, easily $7,500. Sometimes maybe more if you're getting it from a reputable source. Strategy Vault and all the boot camps. I mean, they run from 750 to 1,500 bucks each. You get all of them. The live trade rooms. And by the way, this is perpetual access. This is not a 1-year program. When you join this, you get access to it for good. Tickblaze Academy, it's worth far more than that. Don't ask me. I'm going to tell you it's worth at least 10 grand, because there is some killer education in here. But that's what it is on the marketplace, so that's what we post. Tickblaze marketplace software. If you were to buy all that stuff separate, total valuation is over $20,000 in indicators and tools, evaluation and payout acceleration framework, custom software and workflow design. These we just consider bonuses. I would say these go hand in hand with the assessment. And then accountability, performance reviews, having a coach that is accessible outside of your 3 performance sessions. Hear me on this. If you think that the coach is only going to give you 3 sessions and then I'll leave you hanging, you are mistaken. We don't do that. So when you get assigned to a coach, that coach is going to review your trades, which is why we require traders to submit their trades so that we can review them to make sure that you are getting better and that you are working on your execution. And we can all get better. Can I tell you, like, I've offered to coach the best traders because every trader needs a coach. I need a coach. Okay. If you don't like the coach, then tell the coach, I don't like you. No. You're going to like our coaches. They're all great. But if you need additional help, just reach out to our team. Reach out to me directly. I'm the head of education and head of trading here. So I can help you if you need something. And then VIP trader community, you get access to private discords as part of the program as well, where you can connect to other traders that are in this program. So you can, see the success stories. I can tell you that all of this is great, and it doesn't even end there. There's more being added in terms of boot camps and indicators, and we are building out, we meaning me, are building out a coaching portal, which is killer. This is where we can have all of your trade logs and all of your screenshots and all your coaching notes and all of your homework and all of your reviews and reviewing your trades. And all of it is going to be central into one coaching portal. It is killer. You guys are going to love it. So that is coming soon too. That'll be available on both this program and the Alpha Quant Syndicate as well. So here's the one thing that we haven't talked about yet. We saved the best for last. Here's the deal. We've shown you success stories. We've shown you winning trades. We've shown you what's involved with this program and all of that. Short of making any sort of guarantee that you're going to make any certain amount of money, which we cannot. We cannot guarantee which trades are going to win, or you're going to pass an eval and get a fund and get a payout and all that stuff. What we can stand behind is what we are providing, and that is the entire program. Assuming the trader shows up, completes the assessment, attends the coaching, follows the roadmap, participates in the program, implements the framework, maintains required records, submits their trades, etc. They remain accountable. We will stand behind that support and development process in the form of a full 100% money back guarantee. So there's not programs out there that do this. We are so confident that if you come in and go through the process, that you're going to see success. And success is going to look a little bit different for everybody. But if you go through this process and you are not 100% satisfied, we will refund you your entire purchase. And this is no joke. This is real deal. So your job, if you will, is to participate honestly and do the work. If you're coming into this program, it's because you want success. I cannot hand you success, nor can anyone else. What I can do is give you the recipe so that you can go through the process and become successful. Sound fair? Sound like a good agreement? Good standard? All good. So come in, join the program, and you'll see some pretty amazing things. So at this point, it comes down to, are you ready? Professional trading business is not built by accident. It is built through structure, accountability, implementation, execution, and strategy. Your next step is to schedule with our team. So what I'm going to do right now is we're going to post a poll in here. I've got to find it. Let's see. No, not that. No, not that. Why are there so many polls? Wild. Okay, I'm going to do this. It's going to say, are you buying? We don't know if you're buying. I just need to know, are you going to schedule with our team? Let us know so we know how busy we're going to be and we can coordinate our schedule. If you are interested in scheduling your strategy session, put yes. If you're not, put no. If you want to talk and you want them to call you to schedule, then just go ahead and enter your number. So this program is live currently. And the trade room, which is something important to know, the trade room runs from 9 to 11:30 Monday through Thursday. And then there's a Tuesday afternoon class each week to go over strategy, process, all of that. That is at 2 o'clock on Tuesdays. This is all Eastern time, by the way. So those will be your group sessions, if you will. And then as far as your one-on-ones, when you come into the program, you'll complete your assessment. And then once you complete the assessment, you'll be able, to schedule your first session with our team. So that is the process. I'm going to go ahead and post a link in here as well now. Let's do this. Tickblaze. Okay. That is not what I want. Hang on. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to paste a link in here. When you go to the link, it's going to look like this. Stop trading alone, so on. Schedule my complimentary strategy session. So to schedule, just click this. And then it'll ask you a few basic questions, and then you can go in and schedule. If you want to view the trade logs, you just click this. So it's on that link. There's our 82% blended win rate. And you say, well, prove it. Cool. Here's a picture of every trade we've ever taken from that log. This is June. You go to July. And here's our trades from today. So there's a one and done trade. That one was a break even. There's a one and done trade. That's a short for a win, and then a break even on the second portion of the trade. Same thing here, win, second portion break even, win, second portion break even. This one here is a short on, it looks like a break of a striker level. So trading that with stacked imbalance coming out of that, punching through. Here's another one and done. This first one's a stop. It happens. Take the other side, take the win. There's another win, one and done, one and done. There's another win. They're all in here. So you can go in and look at every trade we've taken. They're all in there. There's 85 pages, and this is just July. If you go to the past one, there's almost 2,000 pages. So they're all there. You can go in and view this anytime. If you look at, what have you done for me lately? Well, I mean, all year, 85 to 90% win rates for the most part, except for 1 month. March was terrible. We only hit 84%. No, but it's all there. So you can go through this. This kind of recaps everything, goes through the pillars, all of that, but you can schedule here. So click the link. Get your strategy session. It's totally free, just to give you a chance to understand what's involved and how to get started. So what questions do you have? So someone's asking, is there a bundle opportunity? Yeah, absolutely. So if you want to do the Alpha Trading Syndicate and the Alpha Quant Syndicate, absolutely, we'll give you a discount. As well as anything that you've spent with Tickblaze. We will honor that through custom discounts and coupons and so on. So everybody's pricing is a little bit different. Some traders have spent a lot of money with us, and so they get better pricing because they've spent a lot of money with us. So if that's you, great. And even if it's not, you're still going to get custom discounts and stuff. So schedule your session. We will learn about you, and we'll make sure that you are a fit for the program. Now, it's important to note that not every trader is necessarily going to be accepted. Odds are, though, if you're going through this process, we just want to make sure you're dedicated, because remember, we have a money-back guarantee on the line. So we're going to make sure that that you're ready for the program as well. So good stuff. What questions? Anything I can answer for you? Anything at all? Anybody have any questions for me? Good to go. What do you guys think? You excited? Excited to get started? It's killer. You guys are going to love it. This is we are really excited about this program. We've seen a lot of traders come in already, and it's great. We're pumped. So anyway, so the program is live now. Of course, we won't have any trade room tomorrow because it's Friday, but we'll be back in there on Monday. Now, here's the deal. We have a free event, and all of you are like, yeah, free is for me. I like free. I can handle that. So free tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern time, Tradecraft launches. We're going to do it every Friday, 10 a.m. We're going to get together and we're going to go over risk and psychology, strategy, foundations of trading, and execution. And we're going to do a little bit of each every week. We're going to have a lot of fun in there. It's totally free. There's no agenda, just a chance for you to come in, hang out with other traders, learn some things, and we're going to have a blast. So come out, join us, check it out, and we will see you there. Yeah, free is good. Free is always good. So cool. We'll see you there. If you have any questions, Jason from our team is going to reach out. And so he's great. He's going to take great care of you. And if you need any help, let us know. So otherwise, enjoy the rest of the day and have a fantastic weekend if we don't see you tomorrow. And we'll see the rest of you next week. So thanks for tuning in, traders. Much appreciated. And we will catch you on the next one. Take care, everybody. Cheers.